Streaming from the 22 News Broadcast Center. This is 22 News at 4 p.m. Digital Edition.
Hey, I'm Nick Oresco, and thank you for joining us for 22 News at 4 o'clock. Another dry day today, but we do have some rain on the way. So let's begin with Jack Wu with the 22 News Storm Team. A lot of pollen flying around today. You are sniffling. I asked you if you were sick. I would have said stay away from me. It is just allergies.
Yeah, especially with the rain we saw earlier, kind of activating all of that pollen. But the rain coming up is going to bring that down. Luckily for your commute, you should be okay. Here's a look at our traffic now. We're looking pretty solid. Indications of an accident near 91 near Longmeadow, so be aware of that if you're heading in that direction. Other than that, just the same old construction that seems to be happening every day. But let's take a look at our live camera. We can see Springfield getting a look at Westfield, actually, Memorial Drive over here. A little bit of clouds, a little bit of sun. We got that mixture of both, but mostly cloudy conditions on the way for tonight. Temperatures mainly in the upper 70s and low 80s. We even see 80 in Greenfield at the moment. The Berkshires very similar, mainly in those mid to low 70s. Wind speeds are a little higher right now. 13-mile-an-hour sustained winds out of the south in Westfield, 10 miles an hour in Springfield, and our clouds of radar indicating some messy weather on the way, moving through upstate New York, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey. We're going to be tracking it in just a moment with the 22 News Storm Team Skycast.
Israel leader Benjamin Netanyahu has confirmed the death of the Hamas chief in Gaza. Mohammed Sinwar was one of Israel's most wanted men. He was the younger brother of the deceased Hamas leader who masterminded the October 7th Hamas terror attack in Israel. Sinwar was elevated to the top ranks of the Palestinian militant group last year following his brother's death. Speaking to Parliament today, Netanyahu included Sinwar in a list of Hamas leaders killed in a recent Israeli strike in Gaza. Hamas has yet to confirm that death. The Trump administration says it is halting the scheduling of new student visa appointments. According to an official memo, social media vetting will be stepped up for student and foreign exchange visas, which would have significant implications. This all comes as the Trump administration cuts financial support to Harvard and arrests visa-holding students from abroad. The State Department said it would issue further guidance for those who will be affected in the coming days. A 19-year-old man has been charged with the shooting of 5 people at a mall in Waterbury, Connecticut on Tuesday. Tae Juan Washington of Waterbury is being held on $2 million bond. He faces 5 counts of first-degree assault and a number of weapons violations. 5 young adults were wounded in that shooting. Police believe it was a personal attack and that the shooter targeted the victims. 3 of those 5 victims have been released from the hospital. The remaining 2 are in stable condition. The mall remains closed. Springfield police are investigating a deadly crash involving an e-bike. It happened around 11:30 last night near the intersection of Mill and Locust Street. Springfield police spokesman Ryan Walsh told 22 News a man on an e-bike collided with a car. The rider died before he could be brought to the hospital. His name has not been released. The driver of the car remained on scene. No word yet if any charges will be filed. Well, we saw it on radar. We have some rain to our south. Eventually, that will be coming into our area.
Yeah, luckily it's in the hours where most people probably aren't going to be out and about on a Wednesday evening. So even if you have dinner plans, you should be okay. But let's give it to you hour by hour on our 22 News Storm Team Skycast. Clouds around 7 p.m. this evening. No indications of any rain just yet, but we head closer to the overnight 12 a.m. Thursday morning. You start to see those widespread showers coming in. Luckily, they start to dissipate right around 6 a.m. Thursday morning, but some spotty and scattered showers definitely a possibility for your morning commute. By the time you get to lunchtime, you're looking at clouds, not looking at much in terms of rain. Heading into the evening hours and on your way home, even some clearing effects for the northern half of the Pioneer Valley. And then heading into the overnight, we get those clouds again just before we're looking at some more rain on Friday. We'll be tracking it all for you with the 22 News Storm Team forecast.
President Trump has issued pardons to 2 reality TV stars, Todd and Julie Chrisley. They were both convicted of federal fraud back in 2022. and still had several years left on their prison sentences. The couple sought pardons from Trump in February. President Trump called two of Chrisley's children, Savannah and Grayson, to personally inform them of his decision to pardon their parents as soon as today. The couple's highly rated reality series, Chrisley Knows Best, ran for 10 seasons. Astronomers have discovered a strange new object in our Milky Way galaxy. The object is some 15,000 light years away and is emitting X-rays around the same time it's shooting out radio waves. Scientists say this object could be a star, pair of stars, or something entirely different. NASA's observatory spotted the X-ray emissions by chance last year while focusing on a supernova remnant, or the remains of an exploded star. The hyperactive phase of this object appeared to last about a month. A Delta flight erupted into chaos on Saturday when two pigeons were discovered in the plane's main cabin. According to an Instagram post, a passenger spotted the first pigeon before the plane departed from Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport. The pilot announced the pigeon sighting and returned the plane to the gate to have the bird removed. As the flight taxied out to take off again, a second pigeon emerged and flew down the main aisle of the cabin, prompting several passengers to scream. A baggage handler was able to remove the second bird. Delta issued a statement apologizing for the disruption. Tonight on 22 News, starting at 5 o'clock, search efforts continue for a man who fell out of a canoe on the Connecticut River near Holyoke last week. We'll have an update on their progress. Plus, the prosecution is wrapping up their case in the retrial of Karen Reed. We have the latest from inside the courtroom. And state and federal leaders discuss the risk Massachusetts faces from possible Medicaid cuts. Jack?
One last look at the traffic, looking pretty solid just before 4 o'clock, going down 91 and across the Mass Pike. Some construction zones near Montgomery and near places along Route 5 in West Springfield. But overall, you should be solid for now. But if you're driving tomorrow morning, you could see some rain. We'll be tracking that for you tonight. Nick?
All right, Jack, thanks. And thank you for joining us for 22 News at 4. Updates anytime at wwlp.com, the free 22 News app, and you can watch our newscasts live and for free on 22 News Plus. We'll see you tonight starting at 5.